There are moments in life when your dream feels fragile, like a candle flickering in the wind. You have an idea, a passion, a huge calling deep inside of you, but life is a way of testing how badly you want it. But before you know it, fear whispers, huge. You're not qualified. Recognizing what drains your potential is one of the most powerful steps you can take toward fulfilling your destiny. Too many people underestimate the silent killers of dreams, the habits, distractions, and fears that operate in the background of our lives. They don't always come loudly, they come subtly. A huge, like slow leaks that drain the strength out of your vision until you wake up one day and wonder why nothing has changed. You can have a dream burning in your heart, but if you let the wrong things consume your time, your focus, and your energy, that dream will die from neglect. Think about it. Every single day you are investing in something huge. You are either feeding your dream or feeding your distractions. You may not realize it, but every wasted hour scrolling endlessly, every day spent procrastinating, huge. Every excuse you make is like pulling oxygen away from the fire of your vision. It's not that you lack talent. It's not that you lack opportunity. It's that you keep letting things drain you before you ever truly get started. Life is full of choices. You get 24 hours in a day. Every single one of us does. But how you spend those hours determines whether your dream grows or dies. The truth is you don't lose your potential in one big moment. You lose it in small daily compromises. A huge. When you know deep down that you should be working on your goals, but instead you push it aside because you're tired, distracted, or unmotivated, you are teaching yourself to settle. Every time you delay your dream, you make it hard to get back on track. And before you know it, weeks turn into months, months turn into years, and your potential is buried under layers of wasted time and missed opportunities. The most dangerous thing about distractions is that they often look harmless. You tell yourself, I'm just taking a break, I'll get serious next week, or I'll wait until I feel ready. But those small choices compound. Huge, your dreams don't die because of one big failure, they die because of slow neglect. The seed of greatness inside you needs consistent attention, discipline, and effort. Huge. If you're not intentional about what you allow into your life, the world will gladly fill your time with meaningless noise that leaves you empty. Some of you have been carrying a dream for years, a huge, but you've been letting other things rob you of the energy to pursue it. You're busy, but you're not productive. You're doing a lot, but you're not doing the things that matter. Huge. And you wonder why you feel stuck. It's because you've allowed the wrong priorities to steal the best parts of you. You have to get honest with yourself. What is draining you? A huge. Is it fear of failure that makes you delay taking action? Is it toxic relationships that discourage you every time you talk about your vision? Huge. Is it poor habits that eat away at your time? Social media, television, endless distractions that keep you entertained but not empowered. You cannot conquer what you refuse to confront. Until you take a hard look at what is stealing your focus, you will never fully step into your potential. Greatness requires sacrifice. You cannot live like everyone else and expect to have a life that stands out. There will always be something pulling at your attention, trying to keep you comfortable, trying to keep you distracted. But you have to choose differently. You have to be willing to shut out the noise, set boundaries, and be intentional with your time. You can't keep pouring yourself into things that don't bring you closer to your purpose and expect to have the energy left for your dream. The world will not hand you extra hours in the day. Huge, nobody's going to come and force you to focus. You have to decide for yourself that your dream is worth protecting. You have to recognize that every moment you waste is a moment you never get back. Huge, time is the most valuable resource you have. It cannot be stored, borrowed, or recovered. And yet so many people treat it as if it's unlimited. When you learn to value your time, you begin to value your dream. You realize that distractions are not harmless. They are dream killers. You realize that procrastination is not a minor delay. It is a thief stealing pieces of your future. You realize that fear will always be there, but it only has power when you listen to it. A huge recognizing what drains your potential isn't just about cutting things out. It's about replacing them with things that fuel you. It's about surrounding yourself with people who inspire you, learning skills that grow you, and creating habits that align with your vision. You can't just stop wasting time. You have to start investing it in things that matter. Huge. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you breathe life into your dream. Every time you choose focus over fear, you build momentum. Every time you protect your energy, your vision becomes clearer and your purpose becomes stronger. The dream inside you is waiting for to stop letting life drain you and start living with intentionality. Huge. If you do not take control of your time, your distractions will. If you do not guard your focus, the world will take it from you. Before it kills your dream, a huge. Make the decision to cut off what drains you and commit yourself to the things that make you grow. Huge. Breaking free from limiting beliefs is one of the most critical battles you will ever fight on the journey to fulfilling your destiny. These beliefs are not always loud. They often exist as quiet thoughts in the back of your mind that tell you, a huge, you're not good enough, you don't have what it takes, or it's too late for you. They are the invisible chains that hold people back long before any real obstacle ever appears. And the truth is, most people never reach their potential because they are prisoners of their own thinking. Your mind is the gatekeeper of your destiny. What you allow yourself to believe will either empower you to take bold steps or convince you to stay stuck in the same place year after year. The dangerous thing about limiting beliefs is that they often disguise themselves as facts. You tell yourself, huge, I'm too old to start over, I don't have enough education, or I don't have the right connections. But those are not facts, they are fears dressed as logic. And the moment you accept them as truth, you stop trying. The enemy of your dream is not always external, many times it is internal. It is the voice that says, a huge, you'll never make it before you even try. It is the voice that compares you to others, making you believe that because they are ahead, you are behind. It is the voice that convinces you that your past disqualifies you from a greater future. If you do not confront these beliefs, they will quietly destroy your potential because you will never rise higher than what you believe about yourself. Everything great that has ever been accomplished started with someone daring to believe it was possible. Huge. They didn't wait for the perfect circumstances. They decided to think differently. When you change the way you think, you change the way you act. If you believe you are capable, you will take risks, learn new skills, and push past fear. But if you believe you are not enough, you will talk yourself out of opportunities before they even arrive. Some of you are living in a prison built entirely in your mind. Nobody told you that you couldn't achieve your dream, but you decided for yourself that you weren't ready, you weren't worthy, or you weren't capable. And every time you feed that belief, you strengthen the chains holding you back. But here's the good news. Beliefs can be broken. The same way they were formed through repeated thoughts and words, they can be replaced with empowering ones. Breaking free begins with awareness. Start noticing the thoughts you have about yourself. A huge. Pay attention to the words you speak over your own life. When you constantly say, I can't, I don't have enough, I always fail, you are programming yourself for defeat. Huge. Your words are powerful and they shape your reality. You must start speaking life even when you don't feel it yet. Replace I can't with I will learn. Replace I'm not good enough with I'm growing every day. Replace it's too late with my time is now, or your mind will believe whatever you repeatedly tell it. The same energy it takes to doubt yourself is the same energy it takes to believe in yourself. But belief is not just a feeling, it is a decision. It is choosing to trust that you have what it takes. So even when you haven't seen the results yet, it is choosing to see yourself as capable, even when your past tries to convince you otherwise. When you begin to believe in your potential, huge, everything changes. You start applying for opportunities you once thought you didn't deserve. You take risks that once felt too big. You start seeing failure as a lesson instead of a label. And every small step you take becomes proof that you are more capable than you thought. Understand this, your dream is not waiting on perfect conditions. It is waiting on you to believe that it can happen. The moment you break free from limiting beliefs, you open doors that fear kept shut. You stop shrinking yourself to fit other people's expectations. You stop waiting for permission to be great. And you start living with boldness, knowing that you are equipped, worthy, and capable. Many people fail, not because they don't have potential, but because they don't believe they deserve success. But you were not created to live small. You were not given a dream just to let it die inside of you. You were created to build, to grow, to impact, and to become everything you were meant to be. Breaking free from limiting beliefs is not a one-time decision. It is a daily practice. Every day you must challenge the thoughts that try to keep you stuck. You must remind yourself of your purpose, your vision, and your value. And the more you do, the more those chains begin to fall off. There is greatness inside of you that is waiting to be unleashed. But it will never be unlocked until you change what you believe about yourself. Stop agreeing with fear. Stop agreeing with doubt. Start agreeing with possibility. Because the moment you decide to believe differently, your entire life begins to move in a new direction. Protecting your dream from negative influences is one of the most important responsibilities you have as a dreamer. A dream is like a fragile seed. It needs the right environment to grow. You can plant the best seed in poor soil, and it will never reach its potential. In the same way, you can have a powerful vision, but if you allow the wrong voices, the wrong people, and the wrong environments to surround you, your dream will wither before it ever blossoms. Every time you share your vision, you're opening the door for influence. If you speak to the wrong people, they will belittle it, mock it, or try to convince you that it is impossible. Some people cannot see what you see because they are blinded by their own limitations. They will tell you to be realistic when what they really mean is be average. If you constantly expose your dream to voices of doubt, you will eventually start believing them. You will begin to shrink your vision to match their comfort level. And soon what was once a big dream becomes something small and safe. The reality is huge. Not everyone around you wants to see you succeed. Some people will secretly hope you fail because your success reminds them of their own lack of action. Others will discourage you because they cannot comprehend life beyond what they know. If you're not careful, you will let their fear become your fear. You will take their limits and make them your limits. And before you realize it, their words will shape your reality. Huge. Protecting your dream means being intentional about who lets speak into your life. Not everyone deserves access to your vision. Some people are dream builders. They inspire you, encourage you, challenge you to grow. Others are dream killers. They sow seeds of doubt, confusion, and fear. You have to know the difference. Because when you are in the early stages of pursuing your dream, your faith is vulnerable. It can be easily shaken if you don't guard it. This is why it matters who you spend your time with. Huge. The people you surround yourself with are either fueling your fire or putting it out. If you are constantly around those who complain, settle, and lack ambition, you will eventually start thinking the same way. But if you are around people who believe in growth, purpose, and vision, their faith will strengthen yours. Guarding your dream also means protecting it from environments that weaken you. Sometimes the places you go, the things you watch, huge, the conversations you entertain are slowly shaping your beliefs and habits. You cannot spend your time in spaces that drain you and expect your dream to thrive. Huge. You have to create an atmosphere that nourishes your vision, an atmosphere of positivity, discipline, and focus. There will be moments when you feel the urge to share your progress with everyone, seeking validation or approval. But not everyone deserves to know what you're building. Some things grow best in silence. Just because you're excited doesn't mean you need to broadcast your next move. Sometimes the best way to protect your dream is to work quietly until it becomes undeniable. Even well-meaning people can limit you if you're not careful. Family members, friends, or mentors may give advice based on their own fears or failures. They may say things like, be careful. Don't aim too high. What if it doesn't work? They may mean well, but their words can plant doubt in your heart. You must learn to take advice with wisdom. Listen, but filter everything through your vision and values. Protecting your dream also means protecting your own thoughts. Negative influences aren't always external. They can be internal. Sometimes the harshest critic is your own voice. The doubts you repeat to yourself can be more damaging than what anyone else says. This is why you must be intentional about what you listen to, what you read, and what you consume. Your input shapes your output. If you constantly consume negativity, you will produce fear. But if you consume encouragement, knowledge, and inspiration, you will produce faith and action. Think about a fire. If you want it to keep burning, to have to feed it with the right materials and protect it from wind and rain. Your dream is the same. If you don't feed it with positive influences, it will fade. If you constantly expose it to negativity, it will die. But if you protect it, nurture it, and give it what it needs, it will grow stronger until nothing can put it out. Your dream is too valuable to let just anyone handle it. It is connected to your purpose, your future, and even the lives of people you may one day impact. You must treat it like the precious gift that it is. Surround yourself with people who lift you higher. Limit your exposure to those who pull you down. Create an environment that reminds you of who you are and where you're going. Not everyone will understand your dream, and that's okay. So it wasn't given them, it was given to you. Stop expecting everyone to cheer for you. Stop waiting for universal approval. Protect your vision, stay focused, and keep moving forward, because the dream you protect today will become the reality you live tomorrow. Taking consistent action despite fear is the difference between people who dream and people who achieve. Fear is something every dreamer will face. It shows up in different forms. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. The problem is that many people wait for fear to disappear before they take action. They think confidence will come first, and then they will finally feel ready. But the truth is, confidence doesn't come before action. It is built by action. Fear is not a signal to stop. It is a sign that you are stepping outside your comfort zone. Anything worthwhile will feel uncomfortable at first. When you chase a big dream, fear will whisper 1,000 reasons why you should quit before you even start. It will remind you of every time you failed, every resource you lack, every skill you haven't mastered. If you wait until you feel fearless, you will wait forever. The people who succeed are not the ones who never feel afraid. They are the ones who move forward even while they are afraid. Consistent action is what separates those who accomplish great things from those who only talk about them. Many people have incredible ideas, but they never act. They get stuck in the planning stage, waiting for the perfect timing. But there will never be a perfect moment. There will always be something you don't know, something you don't have, or something you're not sure about. If you wait until everything is perfect, you will miss opportunities that were meant to grow you along the way. Every small step matters. Success is rarely built on one big leap. It is built on daily, huge intentional actions. Each day you choose to work on your dream, even if progress feels slow, you are building momentum. Consistency compounds. One day of effort doesn't change your life. But 1,000 days of persistence will create results that look like overnight success. To everyone else, fear thrives on inactivity. The longer you wait, the louder fear becomes. But when you act, fear loses its power. Think about the first time you tried something new. It felt uncomfortable, even intimidating. But the more you did it, the easier it became. Action is the cure for fear because it proves to you that you are capable. Even if you fail, you learn, you grow, and you get better. But if you never try, you remain stuck in the same place, wondering, what if? Sometimes you won't feel motivated, and that's where discipline comes in. Motivation is temporary, but discipline will carry you when emotions fade. If you commit to small, consistent steps, writing that page, making that call, learning that skill, you build habits that push you forward even when fear tells you to stop. Huge. Taking action despite fear also requires changing the way you view failure. Too many people treat failure as the end when it is really part of the process. Every failure teaches you something valuable that success never could. Each setback makes you stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the next step. When you stop fearing failure and start seeing it as feedback, fear loses its grip on you. The truth is, courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to act anyway. Think of every person you admire, every great leader, every successful entrepreneur. They all felt fear. They had doubts. They faced rejection. Huge, but they decided that their purpose was greater than their fear. Fear will always try to convince you to wait until you're ready. But readiness is not a feeling, it's a decision. A huge, you become ready by doing, by trying, by failing, by improving. Every time you take a step forward, even if it's small, you build proof that you are capable. That proof creates confidence, and confidence creates momentum. There will be days when fear feels overwhelming. You may feel like quitting. You may wonder if it's even worth it. That is when you must remind yourself why you started. Your dream is not just about you. It is about the people you will inspire, the lives you will impact, and the legacy you will leave. Huge. That purpose is what gives you the strength to keep moving even when fear screams at you to stop. If you want your dream to live, you must stop waiting for the perfect moment. Take the step today. Huge. Make the call. Start the business. Write the book. Learn the skill. Launch the idea. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to begin. Every day you take consistent action, fear becomes weaker and your belief becomes stronger. Action builds momentum and momentum builds confidence. Before long, what once terrified you becomes normal, a huge. And you realize that fear was just a barrier you had to push through. Your dream is waiting for you to act. Don't let fear rob you of your future. Start now, stay consistent, huge. And watch how your persistence turns impossible goals into inevitable victories. Staying rooted in purpose and vision is the anchor that will keep you grounded when life tries to shake you. Dreams are not just born from ambition, they're sustained by clarity. There will be times when you feel tired, uncertain, even tempted to quit. But when you are deeply connected to why you started in the first place, that connection will carry you through storms that might destroy others. Purpose gives your dream meaning and vision gives it direction. Without both, you'll drift aimlessly, chasing results without understanding the reason behind them. The world will constantly try to distract you. It will throw noise your way. Comparison, pressure, discouragement, unexpected problems. And if you are not rooted, you will start chasing what's urgent instead of what's important. You'll spend more time reacting than building. You'll let other people's opinions pull you away from the path you were born to walk. That's why staying rooted is not a suggestion. It's a necessity. If your roots don't go deep, any storm can blow you off course. Purpose is not about impressing people. It's about fulfilling what you were uniquely called to do. When you operate from a place of purpose, your motivation becomes internal, not external. You're not doing it for applause or validation. You're doing it because something inside you refuses to stay silent. Something in you knows that this dream matters, that this work is connected to a bigger plan. And that's what keeps you going when it feels like nothing is working. There will be seasons where your dream feels hard. You'll face rejection, delays, disappointments. The numbers won't grow. The doors won't open. People won't support you. In those moments, if you don't have a strong sense of purpose, you'll be tempted to walk away. But when you are rooted in vision, you understand that progress isn't always loud and growth isn't always visible. Sometimes the most powerful development happens underground, in silence and struggle and perseverance. Your vision acts as a compass. It doesn't just show you where you're going. It reminds you why the journey is worth it. It helps you filter your decisions. Not everything that looks good is good for your destiny. Not every opportunity is a divine assignment. But when your vision is clear, you can say no to distractions because you have already said yes to your purpose. You stop chasing trends and you start building legacy. Being rooted also means being patient. You don't plant a seed today and expect a harvest tomorrow. Dreams take time and the process often tests you more than the outcome rewards you. But the roots grow before the fruit shows. The character, the discipline, the strength you're developing while no one is watching, that is what prepares you to carry the weight of your dream once it comes to life. If you are not rooted, success can crush you. Huge. If your roots are deep, you can withstand success without losing your soul. Staying rooted requires consistency. You don't just reconnect with your purpose when it's convenient. Huge. You revisit it daily. You remind yourself who you are and what you're here to do because the world will try to rename you. It will try to label you by your failures, your past, or your mistakes. But purpose reminds you that you are more than your history. You are chosen, called, and equipped for something greater. Huge. Sometimes you'll need to shut out the noise just to hear your own heartbeat again. Get alone, get quiet, revisit the vision. Ask yourself, why did I start? What am I building? Who am I becoming through this process? That internal clarity will give you external resilience. Because when you know what you're here to do, huge, you stop letting temporary emotions determine permanent decision. Your dream is not just a career move. It's not just a business. It's not just a goal. It's part of your assignment on earth. It's a piece of the solution you were created to bring to the world. And when you treat it that way, with reverence and responsibility, you begin to show up differently. You prepare. You stay disciplined. You keep going when others quit. You remain anchored when others drift. Purpose is the fuel that sustains your faith, and vision is the light that guides your steps. Huge. When people doubt you, your purpose reminds you that you're already approved. When the path gets dark, your vision helps you keep walking. And when success finally comes, you won't be surprised. You'll be ready because you've been building with intention all along. So don't lose your footing in the storm. Don't forget your why in the waiting. Huge. Don't abandon the dream just because the progress feels slow. Stay rooted. Stay focused. Keep your eyes on the vision and your heart anchored in your purpose. Because everything you're fighting for is not just about the destination. It's about who you're becoming on the journey. And that transformation is what makes the dream worth it. Every dream begins as a small spark, but whether that spark becomes a fire or fades into ashes depends on the choices you make every day. You cannot afford to ignore what drains your potential, because every moment wasted takes you further from your calling. You cannot keep agreeing with limiting beliefs, because the words you speak over yourself shape the life you live. You cannot expose your vision to negative influences and expect it to thrive, because not everyone can see what God placed inside you. You cannot keep waiting for fear to disappear before you move. Because courage is built through action, not avoidance. And above all, you must stay rooted in your purpose and vision. Because that is what will sustain you when life gets hard and the journey feels long. The dream inside you is too important to let it die. It was placed in you for a reason. It is connected to lives you will touch, opportunities you will create, and legacies you will leave behind. But dreams don't come alive through wishing. They come alive through action, discipline, and faith. You cannot wait for perfect conditions, the approval of others, or the right feeling. You must decide that today is the day you fight for your vision. Protect it, nurture it, work for it, speak life over it. Surround yourself with people who push you higher. Take steps even when you're afraid. Refuse to let distractions, fear, or doubt steal what you were created to do. Because the world needs what you carry. Someone's breakthrough is connected to your obedience. Someone's hope is tied to your courage. Someone's future will be brighter because you refuse to quit. So stand up, take the first step, and keep moving forward. Don't let fear win. Don't let excuses win. Don't let procrastination win. Your dream is waiting for you to protect it. Believe in it. Listen, fight for it before it dies inside you. This is your moment. This is your time. Don't let anything kill your dream, because the world is waiting for the greatness only you can bring.